Gentlemen, behold, ChapterSkip podcast 26. No, you don't want the Aquatine intro.
I just don't know where to go from that.
Fuck it, I'm sticking with it. Hello, I'm Mark.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Sean. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for tuning in to volume 26. As always, you can follow along on social media. It's at ChapterSkip on Twitter. Facebook, it's just ChapterSkip, Gmail, ChapterSkip@gmail.com, and you can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/ChapterSkip and ChapterSkip podcast. As you've probably heard, there's no Chud today. Unfortunately, he was doing some other things, but he did send me a little message, and it goes as follows. Dear listeners, you probably should have put listener, shouldn't he?
Listener, yeah.
It is with great sadness I cannot be with you tonight. Technically it's during the day, but he didn't know that. And
There's two facts wrong in his first sentence.
It's great with great sadness I cannot be with you tonight, but it's Mark's fault.
How's this my fault?
He goes on to say,
okay.
If he would only learn to wipe his beard, but because he hasn't, during a rather rampant masturbating session together, I contracted chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, syphilis, crabs, AIDS, and strangely, jaundice. I write this as I sit in the VD clinic, reflecting upon my masturbating ways, as the nurses look upon me with great disapproval. There is a lesson to take away from this, kids. Make sure that the man in the park has wiped his beard before you fondle it. All my love, Chuddles.
I like it.
Was he a bit bored when he wrote that?
I like it.
I have no idea, but
I just like to make the statement that my beard hygiene is of the... Well, it's impeccable.
it's impeccable.
My beard was shampooed and conditioned less than 20 hours ago.
There's no sores or anything underneath it.
Not even a beard louse.
No little crab people.
It's all Chud,
crab people.
It's all Chud's fault.
Yeah.
So maybe Chud was the one with the chlamydia, gonorrhea.
He just masturbates around.
He does.
He never sticks to just one masturbating partner.
Such a little slut.
Doesn't use protection. Doesn't use a snood. While he masturbates. If you're wondering what masturbating is, you should probably check out ChapterSkip podcast volume 25, where we delve into it quite heavily, we mention it quite frequently, and we explain what the term masturbating is. You can probably put it together. It's like masturbating, but with a beard. Simple as. And as Chud's not here, he has passed along his top sort of 10 list. I think it's 11 today. Can't count, bless him.
Yeah.
He's passed that along to me, so we'll be talking about that later on in the podcast. So, Joe, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm here this week though.
Hey!
I thought it was going to be a boo. Or Chud back.
We do want Chud back, but we want you as well.
Oh, thank you. To be loved.
Well, depending on how this one goes.
Yeah.
So what's been going on in Joeland?
Usual music sort of things and that really. Went to London and watched a band called Pentagram, and the little link with this with films and that is that there's a documentary, I think it's called The Last Days, and it's about that's not my stomach, that's not it's called The Last Days, I think, and it's all about this guy called Bobby, I always get his name wrong, is it Lieben or something? Bobby Lieben, I think. Anyway, and he was a crackhead. He was in a band called Pentagram,
right,
and they was the equivalent to Black Sabbath in the 70s, the American equivalent.
Okay.
Yeah, and they could have gone some sort of way, and he got really bad on drugs, and he was just ready to die, sort of thing. And then obviously he got back with the band and got it all together, and it was really, really good. Went to London to see them the weekend. If anybody wants to check it out, the documentary, I can put a link. I'll give you a link or something. We can put a link up or something.
If you send it to me,
it's all on YouTube. The whole thing. It's very interesting. I was telling Mark about it as well. So I went and watched them and had a gig myself, and for Monday when it was podcast day I was just absolutely exhausted really, and I couldn't get home till sort of late because obviously I don't drive, so I had to wait for my parents, and sadly all that.
You're going to hitchhike. Podcast, man.
Yeah.
I know how important a podcast
I could have run, could have jogged home.
It won't draw attention to the fact we're recording on a different day today because I can't manage it on our usual day.
But so that was my heavy weekend, and I was just exhausted really. So.
And speaking of you doing stuff and being exhausted, it was your birthday as well recently, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
yesterday I'm sadly 31.
Yeah, that seems like ages ago that I went on Facebook and went, happy birthday.
Really?
Yeah,
The obligatory happy birthday on Facebook.
and then forgot about it. Sorry, mate. I would have brought you something if I'd remembered.
You're alright, no worries. Yeah, no, it was yesterday. 31, sadly.
31.
Yeah.
That's old, man.
Shut the fuck up.
We're both looking at Mark, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a gig again on my birthday, so had a few nice drinks. I tried some raspberry cider. That was quite weird. It's a bit like Ribena with cider sort of thing. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I've had some
not
fruit
as-
cider, like Copper Bag or whatever do.
Yeah, no, this
fruit
was
ciders.
like proper cider at the pump. I think. This
Yeah,
was
right.
no, would that make sense? Can you get cider on the tap? I don't know
Yeah,
if
of course you can. Strongbow.
Yeah, of course you can. Oh god, I don't know.
Proper ciders in a big flagon and you drink it.
My friend got it for me, so I didn't see where it come from. And then I tried orange.
Come from the bog.
Then I
Probably was Ribena. I'll just tell him it's boozy.
yeah. Ooh, I'm so drunk.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Yeah, I tried orange wheat. That was quite a nice drink, but it weren't very orangey. It was just
More wheaty.
Yeah, that's all it was really. And yeah,
It's like putting orange juice on your shredded wheat.
yeah, had a gig past Great Yarmouth. So to get there, there's this massive long track, and it was like, surely people don't go down here on this massive long track. It's like the hills of ice to get to it. There's like a van abandoned on the road. It's like, no, the last band we was going who played, and there's the van. And then we got there, and it was like, yeah, a few people there. It was good, but what it is, it was by like it's by the river, so you get the boats come up, and have a drink, and then go and all camp there for the night, and that really pretty. And hopefully we'll play there again. The owner is in a band, and he said, "This is the sort of country I like, sort of heavier country sort of stuff."
I think it meant like the country of England. This is the kind of country I like.
I like your country.
I like your country.
I'm originally from Iraq, but I like your country.
Yeah, so
You play country music in this country. I like both.
Played the gig, good fun, good nice place, and hopefully we'll go there again. Oh, I had a meal while I was there, and it was burger jam, homemade, but it said BJ. Tried the BJ burger, and I was just like snickering. I was like, that's awesome. I tried that anyway. And it was
Burger
just
jam?
Burger jam, yeah. But it was nice. I don't know.
Is that the thing you ate?
Or is it the band I was playing
Surely
with?
jam made from meat is pate.
I don't know, it was like burger jam, but again I couldn't really taste it or know what it was. With brie, the brie you could taste straight away. That was lovely, really melted brie and that. But yeah, it was very interesting anyway. But yeah, that was my crazy birthday.
Excellent.
What about you boys? What have we been doing?
Well, I've been doing my homework, as I should have done, like a very good boy.
Dun, dun, dun.
We'll get into homework very, very shortly, but I just want to mention something to you, Mark. After we stopped recording last week, you mentioned about a show that you've recently started watching.
Oh, yes.
Archer.
Does this mean you've
I've
started?
heard this is supposed to be good.
I'm now on
Cartoon
the last
show.
few episodes of season 4.
Alright, I've just got up to season 3, episode 6.
I guess you've got into it.
I had like a 6-hour marathon
It's supposed to be
yesterday.
really good, isn't it? I have heard.
I literally
this
just
a while back.
sat there and had it on Netflix, and when the episode finishes, it says, countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You just
starts the
have
next
to.
one, you
have
just
to.
go,
It does it for you.
why not? So just literally, I was a vegetable
Yeah, you
all
zone
of
in,
yesterday,
don't you?
just
Yeah.
like not going to do anything else apart from eat crisps, drink energy drinks,
Man.
and watch Archer.
I'm now getting disappointed because it's like, I've only got season 5 to go, and that's it. And
Is
I'm
he
not really enjoying it.
Is he? It's a cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is he a spy?
He's
or
a secret agent,
something?
yeah.
I knew something. I heard
Kind of like a
something
James
about
Bond secret agent, but he's also a bit of a douche.
that. Right, that sort of style.
It's
yeah.
like what James Bond would be if he took his sort of direction more in the depraved one, sort of, James Bond always gets the ladies, but like Archer's a bit like kind of bags them and...
He does have some morals. I mean, he did get that
Is he a bit-
14-year-old girl to leave him alone.
Is he a bit silly?
17.
Silly with it? Is he a bit silly with it or not? Does he try? Does he try?
Silly,
and come
but not
No, does he
stupid,
try and
silly
come-
family guy silly.
I mean, with him being like a secret agent or whatever, does he come across a bit silly as like get yourself in predicaments, that sort of
Kind
thing?
of, but he's got like the ass kicking. He's got the ability to deal with these
Yeah.
situations.
Okay.
It's just that he's
Well,
a prat
the thing
at the
is,
same time.
like, his mum owns the agency called ISIS.
Okay.
So basically he kind of gets away with murder because, and she's like this hard-ass mother. And he kind of goes on all these missions and he kind of gets the preferential treatment and stuff. And he's a bit like...
You get odd things where, like, I don't know if you've seen the one yet. I think they had a mission there was like a bomb threat at a hotel, and it was basically his mother had set up the whole thing because she just wanted to stay
No,
in
that
the
was the
luxuries.
flying...
Oh, the blimp,
type
the
thing,
blimp.
wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah, she just wanted to trip on this blimp, so she pretended there was
Set
a
them
bomb
all
threat
up,
so that
yeah.
her company could go in. And
That's brilliant.
but it's not just standalone episodes. There's always a bit of carry on with the characters, certain little things, elements about them, and you find more and more about the characters as you go along. And it's like shit, this is really good.
I think my favourite episode I've seen so far is when Archer gets breast cancer.
Oh, the revenge one. Was it Revenge Me? Fucking brilliant. That was my favourite as well.
So funny, just him going around like
his rampage,
chemo treatment, and like him looking all gaunt and his headscarf on, just like shooting bad guys and stuff. It's like
he finds out that where he's been getting his medication, this placebo stuff, they're like giving him water and some fake pills, and someone's nicking, and he's like gets pissed off, like you're nicking cancer patients' medicine, and goes on like a rampage.
That's like kneecapping people, and he's like, right, I should start my chemotherapy treatment. And they're like, you sure you want to do this mid-rampage? He's like, yeah, I should. And then like it cuts to him like puking up in the sink, and like his hair's falling out, and he's like looking really skinny.
So,
and stuff.
I shouldn't have done this.
It's what I was saying, like, did you get into predicaments? Because, like, obviously American Dad, because he's like a secret agent sort of thing.
No,
it's not in that sort of style.
No.
Okay.
It's a little bit, I say darker, but it's more darker in a sense that, you know, they swear a little bit, and they have a few darker themes, you know, and he's very sort of sexualised.
And it's kind of, it will go close to certain racial and stereotyping taboos. When they're talking to Lana and he says about, oh, you're black-ish. She's like, what? And like, they're always mocking like Pam, he called her a manatee because she's a bit big. And
because I've seen it on Netflix.
It is good. It's good.
So I'll check it out. Are they long episodes, short?
20
minutes.
That's brilliant.
I started watching it about a week ago, I think, and I've got about 2 episodes of season 4 left, and then I've got season 5.
I'll definitely check this out. This sounds interesting. I have been told a while back that I should have watched it. Really.
There's a lot of links to, I noticed them, to Arrested Development. Like Archer's mum is played by Jessica Waller, who is the what's her name? Lucille Bluth. And then there's like another agency.
That's the old lady you mean in Arrested Development. Yeah. Again, she's a hard ass.
So they're very similar. I think they do put in Arrested Development jokes because they're really, really subtle though. And I was just sort of thinking, is that kind of linked to it? I'm not quite sure. And then Jeffrey Tambor, I can't remember his name. He plays the Odin agent, and then Judy Greer.
Does he, or is he Barry? Or the leader, not Barry, the head of...
the head of Odin. And then you've got Judy Greer, who is Kitty in Arrested Development, you know, the one who gets the fake tits and all that sort of stuff. And then, there's loads of other ones, and you get loads of different cameos and whatnot.
And that's sweet, I will definitely check this out.
The cancer one, and there's you haven't had the space one yet. I think that's the end of season 2 or 3. End of season 2, I think.
The one where it becomes Pirate King's pretty good as well.
How many seasons on
That's got David Cross in it. 5.
5. Okay, sweet.
The space one's very good. Lots of little Star Wars references, and I like the Fort Kick-Ass line that Krieger did, but there's one in this where, is it Cyril?
The accounting
the nerdy guy, he shoots an astronaut, and they're like, oh my god, Cyril, you've shot a black astronaut. That's like killing a unicorn. That's brilliant.
I'm definitely going to check this out, definitely. I've been looking on Netflix, and I sat there and I'm like,
good.
I've watched all the documentaries because I love documentaries sort of things, so I've not watched nearly all of them, what I like, and I'm don't know what to watch.
It's like the best cartoon I've seen probably since maybe Aqua Teen Hunger Force, like in that kind of... you know, South Park, I always put that in a different kind of category because
very crude and just supposed to be like
over the top crude, but this is like... It could be shown during the day, but I think like kids probably won't get some of the jokes, and parents would be like, "Oh, you can't show this to kids," but they'd be like, they won't get half the jokes. You know?
Quick! It's one of those I've been watching it, and then my daughter's walked in the room and gone, "Oh, what's that?" I'm like, probably shouldn't watch this one, but at the same time, I'm not gonna. There's nothing overly.
Quickly talking about cartoons. On the way home yesterday, we was watching King of the Hill, and I was saying to like my band member, I used to watch it when I was younger because it used to come on Channel 4 late when we was kids and didn't fucking understand it at all, get any of the jokes, didn't understand what it was about. But now when you watch it, you laugh because you understand it, you know, that sort of thing. And it was refreshing to watch it again, so that's made me want to go back to them as well and watch King of the Hills.
They're on Netflix as well. I think a couple of years ago I did a marathon of King of the Hill because it's like you say, you watch like The Simpsons, you get it whatever age you are. Family Guy, you know, if you're into that sort of stuff, you get it whatever age you are. King of the Hill, it's like, I think you have to be a bit more mature to understand some of the jokes.
Yeah, definitely. Do you like King of the Hill?
To be honest, I was going to do what Sean said he's done, and I was thinking like after Archer, I might marathon that, but at the same, I want to get into. I've never watched all of it. The Avatar, I think, The Last Airbender. Because it's like the best anime that isn't Japanese. And I've watched a couple and like, shit, this is good. And they've now got the new series, isn't they? Legend of Korra, which is set like years after. And I'm sort of thinking,
I think I've got a couple of friends with it.
So I'm kind of like, I might watch that next instead, and then go on to King of the Hill because I've watched some of them, but not a lot of them.
Because I got told the man who made King of the Hill, obviously he might be with some Butthead as well. And I didn't know this. in the film Seth Pack film, he's Kenny's voice.
Kenny, yeah.
He's Kenny's voice when he talks.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, right.
I didn't know that. You knew that? Yeah, I got told that.
I think they mentioned it on the commentary on the disc.
Okay, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Good director as well, Mike Judge. He's done a couple of good movies, all in that sort of similar vein.
Yeah, I've got to check out more about him because again, I didn't know. No. So is he just the director? Did he draw? Does he draw? Is he doing all the drawings for the King of the Hill characters?
I don't actually know. I think
he
he
did
just
direct. He did originally with Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, did he?
He did, but then they got a team in to kind of help.
Again, I'd like to go back to them because I wasn't into metal. I didn't know what rock was. You sat there and they're watching music videos.
The problem with that is
I don't understand. What's AC/DC on the team? What is that?
Oh, see, I was
because we were kids and just didn't know.
Being older, I was like, I fucking love this. The problem with it now is because you can get, he's got the Mike Judge collection, which is like 40 episodes on. There's like 3 DVDs, 40 episodes each, and extras.
That's awesome.
But it's just the episode without the inserts, with them watching videos.
Right, I think you need them just to watch the cheesy videos.
There's like some of them on there. There's like, oh, well, here's half a dozen of these. Yeah. But I loved it with all the little.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Again, watching that when I was young, I don't know what's going on. What is it? I don't understand it.
I don't really get it either.
No. But now, obviously, you do. So I'd like to go back to it. But you saying about homework? Should I just go about the other week? What I should have said about my homework? Should we just go over that real quick? I'm not going to be long.
Yeah, because I can't remember what we said.
Let's Be Cops.
Oh yeah, because I talked about it, didn't I? I said you should probably watch it.
Yeah. So I watched Let's Be Cops. I enjoyed it, like you said. It really had that 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street feel to it. Some really funny jokes.
Yeah.
I like more the subtle jokes than I did the stand-up. This is where you laugh jokes. You know what I mean? I like there was one where he's like, I want, like when they wanted to get the bad guy, and they're like, I really want to get up in that bad guy or something, and all this stuff, and it was just like a subtle joke or sort of thing. And I was like, that's hilarious. But overall, it was a good film. I'm not going to go, oh, this was amazing. It was a good film, and it was funny, and it done what it should have done. Yeah, so definitely. That's my review. I enjoyed it in that way, you know.
Yeah, I think it's one of those kind of dumb American comedies you can just put on and just be like, that's funny. All right,
you can have it in the background.
Not really watching at the minute. Something funny's happening again. You know,
that's it. Yeah, I thought he'd done a really good job because I've not seen him in a lot of stuff. The younger Wayne's brother.
Yeah,
I've really seen him in a lot of stuff, and I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah. It wasn't too over the top, like compared to like the Wayans brothers.
Yeah,
but like their stuff, like White Chicks and that was very like ridiculous, over the top comedy stuff, like Scary Movie and that.
Yeah, I liked the first Scary Movie. I did enjoy that one.
But if you went back to watch it now, you probably go, "This is awful." But I think at the time,
probably why I liked it as well because it had all the horror jokes and everything. So you're like, oh yeah, that's that reference, you know, that sort of thing. But no, overall I enjoyed it. I thought it was good because you was telling me that from a TV show or something like that.
Yeah, New Girl.
I read the trivia. Yeah, I've not seen New Girl. So what them two characters are from?
Well, not the actual characters. The actors are from it.
Sorry, just the two main ones, the Wayne's guy and the other guy.
Yeah. The Jake Johnson plays Nick Miller in New Girl, and Damon Wayans Jr. plays Coach.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, they all sort of live in a loft, and Zoe Deschanel's in it as well. So there's,
right.
It's not like the most amazing thing.
It's not like the thing where they've gone, oh, we won't act together. Let's make a film. It weren't supposed to be like that. You don't.
They probably just become friends and thought, oh, here's a good idea. Do you fancy doing it? It's like, yeah, I'll do it. Let's just have fun with it. What should we do? Oh, we pretend to be cops, and then
I did like the gun.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny when they hit up and then they just do a runner. They're like, fuck!
Yeah. It was dumb enough to be funny, but not too dumb that you didn't understand what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
It didn't go too far, A Million Ways to Behind the West-esque.
Fucking hell. I got round to watching that film as well, guys, and...
we told you not to.
I wanted to wash my eyes out until they... It was just terrible because I liked Ted. I thought Ted was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because it was a talking teddy bear. I don't know. But then again, it had Matt Wahlberg in it, who was funny.
Yeah, definitely.
This was just terrible, and I was like, "Please, Liam Neeson, save the film." And he even couldn't save it.
No, so I don't think anyone could save it. Even Neil Patrick Harris, who I think is quite funny as well. Yeah. He had a few minor funny moments, but he still couldn't save it.
Like the Mustache song,
yeah.
It was just shockingly bad, really, really bad. I bet it must have done bad in the cinema.
Yeah, I reckon
it must have. But that's going to that.
It did just seem to slink away from the cinema without anyone really mentioning it, or no one's ever spoken. No one's like, have you been and seen it?
A dirty little secret or something.
Let's never mention it again. Seth MacFarlane's like, I didn't make it. I wasn't even in it. That's not me. Nobody knows what I look like.
There you go.
I'm just a voice.
Well, there you go. Stick to just being a voice.
Yeah, which I think he's going to do. I think they're making a Ted 2
Okay.
So we'll have some news coming up with regards to that very, very shortly. Mark, homework. Last week we set you, you and Chud talked about cult movies, cult action movies, didn't we? Chud had a top 10 list. I'm not sure if you listened to it, Joe. Or
I haven't had time, no.
You should do. Shouldn't insult you at the start.
That's unusual. I think we insult each other anyway. It's good.
Well, whoever's not here, we always insult, don't we?
Yeah.
At the time you weren't here, Mark, Chud insulted you. And when Chud's not here, we insult him. When you're not here, Joe,
We'll go on to Chud insulting in a bit.
Yeah.
What's his name?
So he had a top 10 cult action movie list. A lot of them were sort of 80s based cult action movies, and from that I picked Escape from New York to watch, because I couldn't remember if I'd watched it like when I was younger and whether it's just kind of wiped from my memory. But after watching it, so I've done my homework. I don't think I had watched it before.
Okay.
So
I thought you may have.
No,
okay.
It's one of the movies you sort of.
Yeah,
I think I've watched it. I don't really know. I can't remember. But so Mark, you were tasked with watching either the original Red Dawn or the remake of Red Dawn, or maybe both.
And I was set to watch the original of Red Dawn. I wasn't going to probably watch the remake, but I haven't had time because we normally record late Monday night when I finish work, but unfortunately we're now recording on a Sunday afternoon and I haven't done my homework yet. I generally do it Sunday night, Monday afternoon, and I was like, I'm not going to rush into it. So I haven't done it, but I've remembered what I was trying to think. I was like, I'm sure there was a Dolph Lundgren film that was Red something. It's Red Scorpion. That's what I was getting mixed up with. But I've still not watched Red Dawn, but I will do it. Ready for
they made a remake of that, isn't it? Red Dawn?
Yeah, it's with Liam Hemsworth, and they sort of fought against a different sort of.
So as I'm a week behind, I'll watch them both. There we go. As punishment, I'll do both.
We can either watch both, or we can set you another piece of homework if something crops up this week.
Okay.
Or
we could do a genre-based thing this week again. I don't know. Would that make sense?
Well, I think we'll see how the show progresses.
Week, didn't you? I suppose. Didn't you? You did cult films.
Well, it just kind of came around, really, wasn't it? You know, it's like an organic thing. It wasn't like, right, here's a cult movie list, then we're going to pick from it.
He mentioned that list, and I was like, I've not seen that, so we thought, I'll do that then.
Okay, that's good.
So you've done Escape
I did my homework, I literally watched it when we was organising coming here to podcast. I thought, right, I need to get that out of the way. Then I did a bit of research on some movie news and other kind of stuff. And
I got the impression you were busy whilst I was in the garden barbecuing. You work for the rest of us, Sean. I'm cooking meat.
Yeah, so I watched it. It's very 80s. Very, very 80s. I absolutely love the music. The action made me laugh just because it was a bit like, this would never make it to cinema nowadays if it was really cheesy. The sound effects were like proper sort of old classic cliche, like when you hit something, it's like instead of like a normal like, it's like and the gun sounds are really funny.
You can tell all the sound effects are kind of like Foleyed in sort of thing.
Really, really dated. But still, it was really, really enjoyable just because it was such a throwback. But I think the story still held, which, you know, you would expect a good movie, you'd expect its story to hold true to these days. Yeah, the graphics were like completely like 80s. God, it was almost like you're playing Asteroid or like Space Invaders. That just made me laugh. But it was enjoyable because of that as well. And I can imagine liking it in the 80s, and I liked it now. I thought it was a good throwback. I thought Kurt Russell was amazing. He was just so badass.
That's such an awesome name.
Because that's based on the character from Metal Gear Solid, isn't it? That's
the other way round.
The other way round, sorry. Metal Gear Solid's based on the film.
Well, no, because there's one bit in one of the Metal Gear games where Snake, he goes under an assumed name, and they go, what's your name? And he says Pliskin. So you kind of like,
that's what I referenced to.
Sorry,
that's what I meant.
Did you like Isaac Hayes' car? Chandeliers.
I thought that was very, very, very unique. But then at one point when they're trying to cross the bridge, it goes from like a POV from the car, and there's like so many blind spots. I was like, that's so impractical, Isaac. Come on, Duke. Sort it out. You know, at least put chandeliers on the top so you can at least see, you know, probably like 120 degree field of vision through your windscreen. But no, got these massive chandeliers on there, so it's just, you know, can't see any blind spots. But it's not as if there's many cars rocking around old New York or whatever it is.
There is someone in that film who really does deserve a shout out. Do you remember the old hobo guy? He's like, I'm the president of America. He's a guy called Buck Flower. Everything he's ever been in, hobo or redneck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And he just nails that role. He's just,
He's been in like loads of different genres.
He was
in
in
porn films and that stuff.
Oh, I don't know about that. No,
I think he was
no,
just
I don't
as a
know.
character. I'm sure I read that on the
Just as a
Wikipedia.
character.
No, you're thinking of Fuck Blowers.
Very good.
I'm sure erotic films. I think he was in. I have
in
to
the
look.
background.
I may be completely wrong, but I'm sure I read that in his
In the
Wikipedia.
background. It's just as someone's walking home to wherever they're going to go and get it on. They walk past him,
that's what I mean.
past him like pissing in a gutter. Like, look at that tramp. Should we invite him?
It's supposed to be like he's in the background and stuff like that.
But he's been in stuff like he was like a redneck and things like a puppet master, and he was in Wishmaster. He's the old tramp. He's like, you should just get cancer and die.
Well, that's it. Obviously, I love horror, and I never knew about him until you told me about
But
it.
I think they mentioned it on the extras or in the commentary. They said how he'd got the role for Wishmaster as they wanted someone to play like this bum, living on the street, and he's just come in and took his teeth out and going, "What that do?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're hired."
Brilliant.
So I don't know if he's still going or not.
I think he did. I think.
Because in the From Dusk Till Dawn, the second one,
Okay.
Robert Patrick's character is called Buck Flowers.
Sweet.
So
The reference.
opposite, yeah, nice
That's
little nod
so
to him.
cool. That's so
But
cool.
yeah, he's like the quintessential bum.
Yeah.
Here's a weird thing I thought whilst I was watching Escape from New York. You know, last week I mentioned about Gran Torino.
Yeah.
And that Clint Eastwood's character was like an old, aging, disgruntled Batman.
Yeah.
I thought in this one, Snake Plissken would make an awesome, professional wrestler. Because there's that scene where he fights that really big, burly guy with a massive beard, and they're, fighting gladiatorial style. And he's, rolling about, getting in the ring.
Yeah.
I was like, you'd make quite a good wrestler, actually. I think, as an aesthetic as well.
Don't he fight with a spiked bat or something?
In the back of the head. Yeah, you don't see many wrestlers with eye patches unless they're doing a pirate gimmick or anything like that. And I just thought, I wonder why he's got an eye patch, and it never really delves into that.
I don't know if they've done that in Escape from LA or not.
Yeah, you have to watch that.
I can't remember now. That one's a bit not as good. It's a bit more ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think there's a big tsunami at the end and he surfs it. You got to accept it's going to be.
He does surf it with that bloke, don't he? The other guy. Yeah.
So this one's sort of very grounded in reality. Obviously, it's I say post-apocalyptic. It's almost it's set in the 90s. I love it's 1980, and then it does blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The city's been contained. It's fast forward to 1997. It's whoa, my God, not 97.
That's like when me and Chud were talking about Blade Runner, and this comes up LA 2019, and you're thinking,
yeah, shit.
Very close to that.
Yeah, we're nearly there. Don't think we've got replicants just yet.
You never know. So all in all, I thought it was a good, fun action movie. Wasn't as much action as I thought there'd be, but it was still really, really fun. Dated as hell, but I still enjoyed it, and the music was just amazing.
I think John Carpenter must have more cult movies than anyone else, because especially for things that didn't do well at the box office, and later on, like The Thing, when that was released, E.T. was out at the same time, so everyone went to see the good Alien family one, and no one went to watch The Thing.
That's
and stuff like They Live is a cult movie now, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I think you'd like that. They Live. It's got that
Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Is that the kick-ass and chew bubble gum?
That is the one.
Yeah, and it's the longest fight scene.
Yeah, one of the greatest fights ever. Him and Keith
David. It just goes on and on. Just goes
having a
on
fight in an alleyway.
On and on and on. Yeah.
And it's one of those, you just watch and you go, this fight is brilliant. It's just two people beating the absolute shit out of each other.
Throwing about and that is crazy.
It's got cheesy 80s Foley effects.
I mean, it's not a well choreographed fight scene as in, the Raid or anything like that. It's not that kind of fight. It's just
a brawl, just a scrap type
a
thing.
typical brawl.
And the artist, fucking hell, right? Shepard Fairey, who does the obey? Yeah, that's where they got obey from in that film. They Live. It says obey.
It's aliens on Earth, but they look like.
Well, Shepard Fairey got the thing from. It was Andre the Giant.
Yeah, but when he says obey, that's from They Live. When it says obey, that's
you can only see aliens have got these messages on billboards that affected people subliminally.
And
you can't see
around,
them. But these special sunglasses, you put them on, you can see who's an alien. You can see all their billboards that say things like obey and all this sort of stuff.
So it'd be like a picture of a woman advertising, say, cigarettes or beer or something. And then it'd just say what they need to do, and it'd sleep.
You put your sunglasses on, it's just like
sleep.
just
telling aliens how to live, basically, with the humans and that. It's really cool. Yeah, it's a really cool film.
potential bit of homework for next week.
There's a couple there.
A little bit of a John Carpenter kind of...
I just love that he makes his soundtracks. I think that's absolutely brilliant. He does the music for his soundtracks.
Yeah, like Halloween is such a distinctive...
Yeah, of course.
He just grabs a synthesizer, picks a random...
He always does it.
Just drams it in reverb.
Demo 22.
Yeah.
That dude. I've done that. It took me 3 years to do that. It took me ages to
Puts loads of like reverb on it and just makes it sound as creepy as hell. It's like, right, this part of the scene I'll just hit one note. It's like a sign of dread, isn't it?
There's a fight. Oh god.
So sort of quicker than normal. That's our homework out of the way. Now, speaking of 80s-ified soundtracks, I watched a movie at the cinema on Friday. Have you guys heard of The Guest?
Nope.
Not at all? Heard anything about it?
No.
No? Not seen a trailer for anything?
No, I don't even think I've heard of it.
Now, the weird thing is, I don't want to give anything away, but I think you guys would like it.
Okay.
I was thinking about how to word this.
Just say the plot.
I won't say the plot, I'll just say
because that may ruin it a bit.
It's the most 80s-ified, big budget, good looking, best sounding indie flick I've ever seen at the cinema.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
But what is it about? How much can you tell us?
How much can I tell you? In the trailer, I'll explain the trailer to you. There's a family who have a son who gets killed in the war. I assume it's Iraq or whatever. So they're like mourning his death, and then the mother opens the door to this guy, really sort of chiseled, handsome-looking guy called Dan Stevens. He was in Downton Abbey, but I think this is going to make him be like a big sort of action star. I guess Ryan Gosling mixed with a little bit of Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
Not as huge, he's like sort of a slimline kind of guy. And he arrives at the door and he's like, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, I was, friends with your son. He told me when he died to come and look after you guys," and, and they invite him in, and he eventually ends up staying a couple of days, but then things start becoming a little bit fishy.
So is it a bit like a thriller?
It's really hard to describe. It's got thrillerish elements in it, but it's not like... I wouldn't say you'd sit there and kind of be like, this is so tense, that kind of thriller, but it's got an element of unnervingness. Okay, I think that's due to the weird 80s-ified soundtrack.
We've not seen that.
Because I think if you guys watch the trailer, you'd just go, this looks a bit like a shit movie. Now, the way that I'm going to sell this to you guys is it's directed by Adam Wingard. He did some VHS stuff, he did some ABC's of Death stuff, and it's written by Simon Barrett.
Oh, okay.
Your Next Star, Contracted, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I expected to go in there and be like, oh, this is directed by so-and-so, who's a big movie director, because it's been advertised, like for me, I've seen the trailer a couple of times, I've seen it online, people have mentioned it on the radio and stuff like that, and I thought, oh, it's going to be a big budget Hollywood blockbuster, and then I realised, this is no more than just like an indie flick that's got a decent budget behind it and good advertising.
So is this in our local cinema in town?
I don't actually. I went to watch it in Peterborough at the Showcase Cinema, so I don't know if it's definitely in there, but I would assume they'll get it.
So, I'll have to look at the trailer.
Yeah, but don't be deceived by the trailer, or even be deceived by the trailer, because then you'll be like, hang on, Sean described this as this and this and this, but it kind of looks like this, and. With most sort of horror-ish movies, they like to lure you in a certain direction and then take you elsewhere. It's got that element of it, but I don't... It's hard to say.
Dark, a little bit dark.
Yeah, and it's quite quirky as well.
Okay.
In a way that...
You said it's 80s vibe, sort of.
It's got that... it's got almost that John Carpenter-esque soundtrack in it, where it's like...
It's all coming back like that sort of stuff, isn't it,
and
I'll have to look it up then.
Yeah. And
because of the people you mentioned it, it's like, lot of stuff that they've done in the past.
Yeah, of course,
There was a guy who I saw in it, he plays, there's a girl in it, and she's got a boyfriend, and she's trying to hide from her parents. And I was looking at him going, I recognise that guy. Where the bloody hell have I seen him from? Throughout the whole movie, I was like, I know him. Where have I seen him from? Then the name come up in the credits, Chase Williamson. Does that ring a bell? John dies at the end.
I
was like, I know his face, and then they come up, and literally in the cinema, I just went, I know who he is now! And then Adam Wingard's name came up, I was like, I know that? And then it's like Simon Barrett's like, oh my god! You know,
That just makes it better, don't it?
Yeah.
When you've liked the films.
Yeah,
obviously.
when you know nothing about it and just like...
they was quite independent.
You're probably the only person in the cinema going, oh, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think I was the only one in the cinema.
That's not Michael Bay.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really weird. The thing is, though, it's like funny as well.
Okay.
And I think
so you're just really surprised.
Yeah, everything surprised me, and I was sitting there like, and some people I think were bored by it. I don't think they got it,
right.
But like I definitely got where the directors were going. They were like, we're going to make this movie, we're going to make it out to be one thing, it's going to be another thing. We're going to put elements of like 80s kind of sort of thriller horror movies in there.
Awesome.
We're going to like not hold back and stuff. It's a 15, so you don't get to see a lot of like blood and gore, but you get your fair share of...
That's sweet. I think you're selling it to me at the minute. Anyway.
Yeah, I think you guys should check it out.
Yeah, I'll do it just for them. Yeah, the people you mentioned. So we like their work before.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Really, really surprised. Just look out for one scene, which it almost had that Drive element to it as well. You've seen Drive, right, Joe?
Yeah, that had that 80s with the soundtrack, and I loved that for that.
Yeah.
I just love that throwback sort of style.
I think, it's quite similar to Drive in the fact that when you watch the trailer, you're a bit like, oh, so he's like a stunt guy and he drives a car and he goes on his job.
Yeah. Have you seen Drive?
Yeah. I haven't seen, was it Drive 2, whatever it was actually called.
Only God Forgives. Yeah, don't worry about that.
No. The first one.
Drive.
Don't worry about that movie. It's not very good. But yeah, Drive sort of leads you in one element and then goes in a sort of completely different direction where you're like, oh, maybe he's going to go on a heist and he's going to get caught up, and it's like, no, he goes on a rampage with a hammer and, fucks some people up.
With this really cool 80s sort of coat on, weren't it? That's been what you were
like a sort of racing sort of jacket.
Yeah, it had something on it, though. Didn't it? Was it a tiger or something on the back or something? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I think it was like an embroidered tiger.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, it's a bit 80s-fied, it's a bit Drive.
It's not coming back, that sort of style, but no, that sounds brilliant.
Well, to link in then with what you said, because like people that we're fans of and stuff that we've reviewed previously, and to time with ABCs of Death, I've noticed, I think that the Aaron Casales who done Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
He's got a piece on ABCs of Death too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what letter it is. I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to look into it too much because I want it all to surprise me. But
because last week you said that the trailer was announced. I said that I saw that it was announced, but hadn't actually seen the trailer. And then I joked last week saying that's going to be my homework.
Yeah.
I did do it as part of homework, but I just intrigued.
You watched it as well, yeah?
Yeah, I watched it today, but then I realised I did see it a while back when it must have come when I first see it come up on my Facebook feed.
Yeah, it came out last Monday, I think.
That's it. Yeah, I think I looked at it then, but obviously I
what do you think?
Roughly.
I thought it was an awesome trailer.
It was Zorb thing or whatever it was called.
With the toys and that, and then they go into the world and it blows the head off. One of the stories that sort of got me was the big guy running down the street eating flesh.
Yeah, I did kind of wonder, they're just doing a slow motion thing because there was one in the other one, like the dog fight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in a very different style. Like it's going to have that slow motion element, but I guess this one's more like it's a zob. Oh, excuse me. Yeah,
and
it's going to get shot.
And then there's an English one that I've seen
Julian
that
Barrett
before. I thought that was Julian Barrett.
Boosh.
Yeah. No, I looked and I was
like, the one that always gets smacked in the with the axe.
I'm sure that was. Yeah, I was sure that was him. No, not with the axe. No, that was with the priest standing there. Yeah, not that one. That looked good as well though.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, what was it again? I watched it.
I don't know. They were just sort of standing by the side of the road or something. And then it's just Julian. I was like, it's motherfucking Julian Barrett. I was like, that's awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah. Because I ain't seen Mighty Boosh for a while, I was just like, I know you. I don't know.
Nathan Barley, Mighty Boosh.
I'm lost on this one.
Yeah, no, he's a really good actor.
Oh, okay.
He is. I think
you mentioned that, Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan Barley. You watched like.
I think I watched one, but I was like,
he's the preacher man in it.
There was a
Mighty Boosh. He was.
Well, yeah, you probably have to watch that.
Mighty Boosh. You did that? You never see that?
No, not really.
Okay.
So yeah, you spoke about the priest thing. I thought that was really funny. They're like, off with his head, and hacks the axe into you. It's like, give him another one.
Give him a quick death. He's like, fuck off, priest.
And then it done that really quick flash through all the letters, and you're like, I can't tell what's going on.
Oh, let's go.
What's going on? What's going on? Crazy Japanese thing, giant penis.
Yeah, big penis.
That was
gives him a little kiss or whatever.
And then when he's in bed and he's like, I sleep here every night, and he's inside the bed. The old man next to him. Like, I'm here every night. I was like, what the fuck? So I can't wait.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It was October 2nd on demand, October 31st in selected theatres. Did I read that right? So
sweet.
Yeah, come October, which is what 2-3 weeks away.
Now.
So that should be really good, and I think we should all at least try and watch it and then give it a good old review here on the podcast, and make notes of each letter, and maybe spend a whole podcast just.
Yeah, we could just do a whole. I'm up for that.
Just be like, A, what do you think of A? A is for whatever it was.
Another thing what's come out as a TV show though, sorry, is the new American Horror Story Freak show.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer for that, and I'm a fan of them, and I have said in the past on the podcast that you should check them out. I mean, you've seen the bits?
No, I've not watched any of it yet. I mean, I want to, but it's just...
I've heard mixed reviews about it now.
Yeah, well, I personally really enjoyed it anyway, and the new series, because that's what I like. They have the same characters, but every series they have complete different stories. And
same actors playing different characters.
Same actors, playing different characters. And this one's Freak Show, and it does look good. It's got Kathy Bates in it again, which she's a good actress.
So I think this is the first week I don't think I've watched a movie all week. That's just because I went checking out Archer, I think.
Just been watching Archer.
That's because I've watched 40 episodes of Archer.
But that looks good. Anyway, I'm really
either that or because Leprechaun Origins was so disappointing.
You've seen this?
Yeah, I've mentioned it briefly last week, and I've actually got a proper review for it. So I may actually get a short review out for it.
It's got what's his name?
Hornswoggle.
Yeah, was he a wrestler?
Yeah. It was no.
I'll give it a look, and then I'll probably go.
He's not even dressed like a leprechaun. It's like a little creature.
Okay.
It's terrible. Anyway, we won't dwell on that again.
Oh, I don't know. Davies.
No, not even as a cameo. There was another fairly well-known actor passed away this week.
Is that the Jaws
Richard
guy?
Keel? Yeah, he's what, 70?
Yeah, it's quite old.
Was he the old guy in Jaws, basically?
The guy who played Jaws
in James Bond.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant Jaws.
Misleading there, wasn't it?
No, he died years ago, the old guy in Jaws.
I was going to say, wow, he was old then, he must be 80.
Robert Shaw died years and years back.
Right, yeah, the man who played...
Jaws,
the one who played...
Not the shark.
No.
I don't actually... Me and Amy saw him... Not to actually talk to, unfortunately. I think it was about 2 years ago. He was at an autograph thing in Milton Keynes. Fuck, he's huge.
Yeah. Did he have that gigantism or not?
I don't think it was gigantic.
Did he have anything like that?
But he is, I don't know, he is massive. He was like sitting down, he looked like he was standing up.
Yeah.
But he looked like a really nice guy. There was someone having a photo taken with him, and so he grabbed the guy and pretended he was biting the guy's head, and it was like, he looks like a cool bloke. And he seemed to have like a good rapport with people that would come to talk to him.
Man, that's cool.
I was like, I want to go. I was like one of those. I'm like, I'd like to go and get his autograph, but by then spent all my money. I'd kind of like got other people's autographs, and the money had gone. It's like,
we should probably
never got round.
We should probably go to the Birmingham one this year on Halloween.
I'm going to do the Milton Keynes.
Are you going to do that one? Well, let's do the Milton Keynes one. Then we should, if we're all free. If I hope
to be doing that again because that'd
be very interesting.
I can't remember which one it is. One of them's Collectomania, and the other one's Memorabilia. I think Collectomania's Milton Keynes, and Memorabilia's the Birmingham one.
Yeah,
but it's free parking. Free entry, free parking. So
yeah, well, if we can all do it, we'll see if we can all do it. That'd be nice.
Yeah, don't invite us. Oh, ChapterSkip, your world famous podcast.
There you go.
We want our
own booth.
Yeah.
Well, they'd be like, come cover our convention to your like 2 listeners.
And we'll be sat there like. We'll waiting to sign things.
We'll take the cameras. Can you do a soundbite for ChapterSkip? Just
no, that would be
fuck off.
Yeah,
with a twist.
Who the bloody hell are you? Get out of my face.
That'd be pretty awesome. Or go sit next to them when they're doing the signings of it. All right. Paying a minute.
What's that? What's your name? Name Teresa.
You want mine as well?
To Teresa.
Who are
love
you?
From ChapterSkip.
Who are you?
An autograph with a twist. So movie news this week. It's quite thin. There's a few bits and bobs to talk about, but one thing I came across, we've talked about it before, the Jump Street series. Apparently Sony are moving forward with 23 Jump Street. Good news, bad news?
Okay, yeah, no, I'd watch it. Again, I'd watch it and I'm sure I'd enjoy it.
Yeah, that's the thing, it'll come out, we'll watch it, and then that'll be that, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they should do another one after that, though.
No, it did seem like it probably should end there. Yeah. They were like, right, we've done as much as we can with it, we've taken a look, we've put a spin on it, we've made it very self-referential. Where are they going to go now? And
unless they go completely breaking the fourth wall with the next one.
Or they just go completely serious and just like everything's basically like an action flick or something like that.
So did you just say they're making a TV series?
Eh?
Did you say they're making a TV series of Jump Street? No, did I not hear that?
You didn't hear that.
You did not hear that.
Sorry.
You may have heard it, but we didn't say it.
Sorry, I thought that's what I said. Oh God.
Whatever the voices in your head tell you, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what?
Just don't murder me.
Well, me.
Yeah. Well, me first, then don't murder Mark second. Don't murder Chud either, because we like doing podcasts and stuff.
I won't murder you. Okay, guys?
Do you promise?
Yeah.
Alright then.
You heard it here,
Tell the
folks.
voices in your head that then. I want to murder them and turn them into a TV show!
I'll wear their skin as a suit.
I was going to say, speaking of wearing skins as suits, but that doesn't really tie into what I was going to talk about next. Apparently, it's come out that Drax the Destroyer, played by Dave Bautista, obviously Guardians of the Galaxy, is set to have quite a big role in Avengers 3. So that kind of gives you a hint of where Avengers 3 is going to go. It may feature very heavily with Thanos, and because obviously Drax, his whole thing is like getting revenge on Thanos and stuff like that. So I don't know what we're going to see in Guardians 2 or Avengers 2, but I guess eventually it's going to lead up to Avengers 3, and maybe Drax will be the one to put Thanos down, or who knows.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
But it's nice to know that they're going to continue with that. Guardians are going to feature quite heavily in the up and coming Marvel movies.
I think every character that we've seen up until Avengers 3 will be in Avengers 3. I think they're going to get absolutely everyone in that. Yeah.
How many Avenger films are they going for?
The third one's going to be the big one.
I think that'll be the last.
I think they'll probably then
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know where they go with that. Because I don't think they're going to do Iron Man 4. So I don't know whether.
Also, some of the other days rumored they might be. So I don't know.
Oh really?
So it's a bit.
Yeah, I
could go
thought
either way.
Robert Downey Jr. was just like, nah, don't bother about it. It's not gonna work. But I think Iron Man will be in definitely Avengers 2.
Yeah.
But we're not sure what's going to happen after that. Whether, because there've been rumours saying like obviously Captain America might not even make it to Captain America 3. It might have the Falcon take over. So I don't know whether they're going to do the same thing with.
With the comics. Didn't the Falcon take over in the comics?
So I don't know whether they're going to go in that direction for the movies as well. Same with
that'd be interesting if
War Machine might take over the Iron Man sort of mantle, because I think the Vision is going to be in Avengers 2 as well, which is I think it's going to be played by the guy that voices Jarvis. So I don't know whether he'll then turn into Iron Man or something, or Iron Man might even be in Avengers 3 as well. We don't know, so it's all
it'd be interesting to see how they put it all together.
Yeah, Paul Bettany. Yeah, so interested. It's kind of like
I don't really mind because I've liked all the films.
And
they just seem to get better and better.
Yeah, they've done very well with them.
Definitely. Speaking of comic book movies that haven't come out yet or may not be made, there's been more talks about a Dread sequel / prequel. Have you heard about this?
No, I know that there was the whole
petition
thing. Yes, I managed to chuck my name into that one because I really loved the first film. Dread's my fauvorite.
When you told me to watch that, I was always thinking of the other one with Stallone. But I was, and then watched it, I was like, this is fucking brilliant.
Dread's my favourite comic book character. Because I just read them all. I always read 2000 AD. And alright, you look back at them now, and the old ones are they're not the greatest stories as such, but it's just gotten better and better as it's gone along.
They was easier to get in England really as well, weren't they? Because they sell them in
it was an English comic.
Yeah.
That's why it was easy to get in.
But I mean, like better than the other, like the Spider-Mans and that, because those more Americanised, it's hard to get them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, without going to like specialist.
Yeah, because you can get them in W.H. Smiths and that, can't you?
Yeah. So obviously, Dread, 2012's Dread, was sort of warmly received by fans, but it didn't really do well in the box offices. So I think a lot of people, they're probably thinking, well, if we make
it's done well afterwards, isn't it? That's why it's on the cult list, I guess.
So obviously online fan campaigns have been clamouring for a sequel, and Carl Urban has been quite a big cheerleader in getting that happening. And he said he's told Chicago Comic-Con that it's a definite possibility, but we're now talking about a prequel.
I don't know, definite possibility.
Yeah, it may or may not be.
I don't know about the prequel idea, though. They could have just carry on with it, does it?
Well,
I don't think it warranted a prequel as such. I don't know.
No.
Well, I think because you don't really know how he became a judge.
I suppose maybe because because I know all the background to it anyway, I can just I've accepted it.
Yeah, apparently Origins is a 23 instalment comic from the mid-2000s, going back of how the judges came into place and such stuff like that, about Judge's Dredd's brother and clones and stuff like that. I think they kind of hinted at it in the Stallone one.
That's what they tried to do the Rico storyline in the Stallone one, and they just completely fucked it up.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever happens with Dredd, I think it will be good as long as they keep in the same tone. You know, no holds barred kind of kick-ass movie.
The problem is, I think it's a shame it didn't make enough, because every Dredd fan is going to want to eventually have seen Judge Death. So,
right.
Which I don't know, you don't. You're looking at me kind of he was from an alternate dimension. He was the equivalent of Dredd, but in an alternate dimension, and he came to the conclusion that only living people commit crimes, therefore life itself must be a crime, and him and his little group of judges all went out and just made, we're going to kill everyone.
Wasn't mentioned in Dredd, was it?
No.
So I'm not sure. They mentioned something.
But then they broke through into Dredd's world, and there was some event called Necropolis, and it was they're just like, we're going to go through to like execute everyone, like quality out your buildings, execute you, and move on to the next building.
Yeah, as long as they keep
he's
it.
probably one of the best.
Full of action.
He's what the Joker is to Batman, Judge Death is to Dredd, basically.
Awesome.
But,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
A last piece of movie news that I came across that was worth note. You guys enjoyed Captain Phillips, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul Greengrass, who directed that, is considered for another kind of real drama-esque type movie, which is based on a 1996 Olympic bombing film, which will feature Leo DiCaprio and his mate Jonah Hill. So yeah, that could be quite good. The story is about... the film will be based on Marie Brenner's 1997 Vanity Fair article, The Ballad of Richard Jewell, which digs into Jewell's story during the 96 event. He was hailed as a hero when he found a backpack at like a sporting event and helped clear the bystanders out before the bomb went off. So that could be quite good sort of in a movie world. And then it came around that people actually thought he was the one that planted it and wanted to make himself out as a hero. And then it became like a national sort of scandal, even though he was cleared 3 months later. Jonah Hill...
So did no one ever know who actually...
Yeah,
was
they don't know the proper story.
No, I guess not, no. And,
so that's something they may touch on in the film?
Yeah, potentially. Jonah Hill is going to play the lead guy, Richard Jewell, and DiCaprio is going to play his lawyer.
Oh, right, okay.
Who helped him clear his name. So, yeah, that sounds good, because... I like Jonah Hill, and they had good chemistry, him and DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. Paul Greengrass got like good stuff out of Tom Hanks in Captain Phillips.
Silly.
And I think he's quite good at doing like those real to life movies. He did that United 93, which is about that guy who landed that plane and stuff like that. So, you know, it has potential. So something we could look out for.
Yeah,
they all sound very interesting.
Yeah, although the only thing is that Paul Greengrass is only rumoured at this moment, but they're sort of basically saying he probably should do it because he's probably the best man to do it, but may or may not happen. But I'm up for it.
Yeah, I like that.
No, they all sound really good. Definitely, so very good.
Excellent stuff.
Cool.
So, anyone got any other things they'd like to?
I've got not movie related. You know, I can be a little bit on the angry side occasionally. Occasionally, something happened. Well, I'll say this past week that made me the angriest I've been in quite some time. Some douchebag taking my daughter to school Friday morning, and you know there's the crossing near mine that goes across the main road.
Yeah.
There's like the only main road we got to go over. Stood there, pressed the button. The cars on the right have all come along. They've all stopped.
So you're walking, yeah?
Yeah, we're on foot. Yeah, press the button. Lights have gone red. All the cars have stopped. Well, on one side, there's nothing on the other side. They're all stopping. Beep beep beep. Cross the road, and as we get halfway across, some douchebag goes straight over the crossing. And I'm like, I was quite annoyed.
That's terrible.
Yeah, no, I was really not happy. And what do you know? It's an old bloke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, old people.
I thought you were going to say it's like a youngster, bloody boy racer type.
There's an old guy who was just white hair and a little silver something or other. I'm keeping an eye out for him because I thought I heard.
So you could beat him up if you wanted to.
If he'd hit my daughter, I would have killed him.
Well, yeah.
There's no.
Understandably, because that's ridiculous.
I was in such an anger because I said to Amy, "It's like if anything had happened, I would have dragged him out of the car."
Because you're not allowed to do that anyway. You can get in a lot of trouble for crossing. You're not allowed to.
Well, you get a lot. That's why people try and do them crap compensation claims, don't they? Where they try and pretend they've been hit on the crossing you get a lot of money if you've been hit on a crossing. But still, it didn't even look. And it's me going, my daughter's with me. I can't swear properly, but and then I ended up doing it anyway. But I was like, cover your ears, you fucking twat. But I couldn't do anything. I'm on foot and I've got her with me, so I couldn't be like, I'm going to run down the road and get him or anything like that. But it was like. Wow.
That's
He
crazy.
didn't notice and even look around and register that he'd...
That's the thing. It's like if he'd have noticed and had some like sympathy or some regret or anything
Yeah.
like that, you probably wouldn't feel so bad. But the fact that he's just completely just like
And just went.
da-da-da-da-da,
Yeah, just ran off.
red light, give a shit, or like so fucking
If
old
someone
and
had been-
senile that he couldn't even see the red light.
That's probably
or-
his
If
excuse.
someone had been last minute and they just slammed the brakes on, I was like, oh shit, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I wasn't,
Yeah.
you know, I'd have been a bit pissed, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been that angry.
Yeah, somebody who has remorse for what they've done for an accident or a mistake, you can kind of be compassionate to and sort of say, all right, yeah, you made a mistake and you admit it. But somebody's just blindly just gone, and he probably didn't even know, and he'll probably never know that he's a shit driver.
That's why I've been trying to keep an eye out, because I heard the engine in my left ear when the car was. I heard, and it sounded like it had came out of a driveway or out of a road somewhere. And there's only one other road really that way, and I heard it, and I just didn't think nothing of it. I'm on the crossing, and then suddenly looked up, and it was like vroom straight in front of me.
Yeah.
So I've been keeping an eye out to see if I can see a similar car.
Yeah, what's
but
the limit around there?
30.
So
I think he was in the limit. He just
Yeah.
didn't see what was going
Just
on.
didn't stop.
But surely that's driving one
Red lights,
red light,
across
stop.
it. People walking in the road, you'd notice it.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? You know, I think even people that don't drive or have never driven or have
Yeah,
never seen a
like
car
me.
before, they can see that a red light is not a good thing. You know, red, danger, stop. Don't run people over. Green, good. Thumbs up, go. If somebody's on the road, plough them down. No, don't plough them down. No.
Orange light, it depends on the situation.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
We're not quite sure. Yeah. People on the road probably should stop. You know.
If you got to brake hard, keep going. That's what an orange light means. But yeah, it was just not even register anything.
Yeah.
No, it's not good.
Yeah, that's old people, and that's why I've always said not because they always going about should we make old people take a test again? Like, yeah. Not necessarily the questions like the highway code thing, but at least that reaction
Hazard
test.
perception.
Yeah, which I never did when I was driving, but didn't have that.
Yeah.
We didn't even have the test. It was just some questions in the car.
You said to bribe someone, didn't you?
I blagged a lot of mine, I must admit, because I never read the fucking highway code book. And I started
How many wheels does a car have?
Depends if you got one of those big limos with like 4 wheels at the back and 2 different.
Or you got
can have
Reliant
between-
Robin. You got Reliant Robin.
Yeah, 3 if you got
A car can have between 3 and 8 wheels.
This is how good my bullshit was. He started asking about the stopping distances. Like, you're travelling at 30 mile an hour. What's the stopping distance? I'm like,
Is that good?
well, to be fair, you can't really go by what's in the book because it depends on every vehicle's got its own different.
Yeah.
He said vehicles are different sizes and weights and the number of people in your car, road conditions,
Brake
weather
pads,
conditions, and so on. And he was like,
conditions.
yeah, that's fair enough then. I thought, fuck that. I don't have a fucking clue.
Was you telling him what to do?
I'm just saying, well, you can't really go by that. You got to know your own vehicle. And he was like, yeah, that's a good point.
It was amazing. On my driving test, which I passed first time, might I add.
Second time.
Second.
Oh, we'll go into that in a minute. But
Yeah, like nowadays, I don't know if it's right nowadays because I passed like a couple of years ago and they seem to change everything every couple of years or so. But it's like when you get back to the test depot, there's like a couple of like car like maintenance sort of questions you have to ask, like can you undo the hood, you know, or can you tell me how to do whatever. And mine was, can you tell me how to beep your horn? I was like, yes. He was like, congratulations, you've passed. I was like, yay!
That's bizarre.
I thought it was going to be like, can you show me how to change the oil, or you know, how to change your tyre? I'll be like, I can try. And this was like, where's the horn? Here. Passed.
Can you
Brilliant.
pull your engine apart?
Wait, wouldn't do,
put it back
yeah,
together?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do change your oil, but
No, I think you can monitor the oil
Yeah, there was
levels
a
or
dipstick
something.
and that,
Or
but yeah,
can
changing
you
would
open
be
the
draining
bonnet?
the whole thing.
Can you? Or the other one was
changing the tyres.
Can you
easy.
show me how to put your hazards on or something like that? I was like, all right, press this button.
Press that button.
Brilliant. It's like, how do you know you're on? It's like, well, I'll just look at them. It's like, yes, you do look at them to see if they're on.
Well, is that your technical maintenance question? Is can you turn on your fog lights? Kind of.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the thing is, it was probably that he knew that I was fairly competent. It was a bit like, you know, this guy knows what he's doing. He can drive. He didn't crash the car. He didn't run anyone over. Didn't go through any red lights. He probably can drive a car. And I was of the age where he probably thought, this guy's not going to be a dickbag like boy racer. I was quite mature when I passed my test, like mid-20s rather than like 17 or 18 or whatever, which they're the most sort of...
Yeah, I was
it's harder
17, I
for
think, when I passed mine.
Yeah. So, so what were you going to say about the others?
Yeah, my first one, as I said, I failed it. I passed my second one fine, no problems. My first one I failed.
You thought it was Carmageddon. I got 300 points!
I got two strikes against me. One was a cyclist pulled out in front of me. He didn't look. He just cycled straight out the road. But apparently, I was turning right and I clicked the indicator left. He reckons.
Oh really?
He was like, yeah, I think he was like a bit wound up with a cyclist. But I didn't even remember doing it. I remember the guy coming out and going, oh, twat. Yeah. But I didn't even know I'd done that. And the other thing I'd done was, we'd gone round the corner and there was a car parked right in front of me and the car coming towards me, so I've got to wait behind this parked up car.
Right, yeah.
The one behind me's gone, look in the mirror, you can't see a lot, I'm on the corner, indicate, pull out, off we go.
Yeah.
And his words were, a car came bombing round the corner and had to stop because you'd pulled out.
Really?
Like, I'm on a fucking blind corner where I can't see. I had to stop to let this other car go. And if he's come bombing out, it's like, no, it's still your fault. Yeah. You pulled out in front of him. Like, what the fuck, man? So I wasn't happy, but I've then done the second one, no problem.
Yeah.
I ride a bicycle.
Joe, when did you pass your skateboard test?
I've got my cycling proficiency. I remember doing that at school. I thought I'd be a rebel on that one. We all went out and it had been a rainy day beforehand. And we all got out and there's like a huge puddle and everyone's going around the puddle. I'm like, nah, fuck this, straight through the puddle. And I was the one who got, well done, because you wouldn't go around it, you'd cause an accident. So well done you for going through it. And I'm like, fuck.
And now I'm wet.
Yeah, try to be a rebel.
Damn.
Now I'm teachers.
I thought I was going to say you'd be like it was part of Fast and Furious, like Tokyo Drift. You like go around,
try to drift around it.
like putting your back foot on the wheel and skidding around the corner and be like, what up?
Please, you've seen me on my bicycle.
With your high vis and your little helmet going.
On a card in your wheel, making like a motorcycle.
Spooky dimples.
Yeah.
Right, normally, probably at this point in the time, when we've talked about movie news, we've talked about homework.
Do we need to do the jingle?
Yeah. Well, we kind of came up with a jingle last week, but I can't remember what it was. It was
Church top 10. Church top 10 list of the week.
It'll change
number one.
Oh yeah, and I started doing like a bed for him to talk over, and he's like,
Yeah.
Shut up. I was like, oh.
So does it start at top 10, 11 in parentheses?
Top 10, 11 list. He sent me, he was a bit like, it's not really movie related, but we're all fans of this show. The list is 11 inappropriate words that wouldn't exist without South Park.
Oh, okay.
Now some of these are a bit like, yeah, I remember it, but I don't really remember it. Well, it goes from 1 to 11,
okay.
But obviously it's, normally you'd count down to get to them all. But this one goes from number 1, molestration. Do you remember that word? It puts little quotes in it. It says, it's obviously Cartman says it. It goes, when I wanted to get rid of my mom's last boyfriend, I called the police and said he was molesting me. I haven't seen him for 3 months. That's very Cartman, isn't it? Mm. But I think we'll build up. Do you remember the Thai dish that's supposedly worse than fecal matter? Microb.
Oh god, yeah, Microb sounds. Oh shit, that sounds familiar.
It does, doesn't it?
What the fuck was that? Just the name sounds familiar. I can't picture the episode.
Yeah, I can't either. But the quote that goes with this one is another Cartman. He goes, "I'd scoff down a whole wet bucket full of shit before I ate another plate of microb." I can't remember what it was now.
God, what was that?
But do you remember the episode where people would get high off cat urine? What they called that?
Oh, fuck. Oh shit, they had the cats all in a little harness, didn't they?
Yeah. It's called cheesing.
Cheesing, that was it.
The little quote that goes with this one.
That came after the bath salts thing, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like kids will get high on anything, no matter what you try.
I thought they were doing like cough medicine, but I think there was a separate episode where they get high on cough medicine.
Oh, right. I can't remember.
The quote that goes with this one, it says, "Reporter, why cheesing? Because it's fun to do."
That's terrible.
Do you guys remember in I think it was like maybe even season 3 or earlier, the jack officers?
Yeah.
Oh,
them things really come along and they're taking all the jobs, is that?
No, you're thinking of the goobacks.
Sorry, yeah, but I know you mean the family. Dip here.
Like weird, duck type yellow things.
Yeah, I remember you mean. And they kept knocking into things and just crap
really
everything.
And people really, they used to laugh at them, didn't they? Put it on TV shows, and then they were just like, these guys are really pissing me off right now, just douchebags. So yeah, jack officers. This one I don't really remember, but it makes me laugh anyway. Muff cabbage.
I don't remember that one.
No. The quote that goes with this one, it says, "Kyle, the new neighbours that moved next to Stan's house, me and Ike saw the mom getting a parking ticket and she called the parking cop muff cabbage." Was that the episode where we found out that Kyle's mum was from Jersey Shore? I think it might have been from that one, was it?
I don't know.
That sounds like a more recent
Oh,
one.
mate, so many you just forget all these.
I remember watching that episode, but I can't remember even what happened in it.
Yeah. Mud Monkey. This is a Mr. Mackey's type one. It was the episode. Was it the case of the urinal deuce or something? Where somebody took a turd in the urinal, and Mr. Mackey calls it a mud monkey. That's quite funny.
That happened at my school, actually. Someone done that.
Really?
Yeah. All the boys were made to line up outside after break time, and the immortal words from the teacher was, "There is an animal amongst us."
A mud monkey.
Yeah, mud
Did
monkey.
they get the boy? Who did?
Yeah, I think he admitted it.
What do you have to do? Like instead of like fingerprints, you have to do like a sample turd.
Yeah, that is my deuce.
Yeah, this is the grain of hair is slightly different to what is in the urinal.
Let me just feel it. Get
Yeah.
the texture. The texture's wrong in
The
this.
smell is slightly different. You've got extra corn in yours.
Yeah.
There's
No,
obviously
you talk about school. You used to get the little litmus paper to do a pH test on it. No, the acidity levels are wrong.
Yeah. Number 7. This one made me laugh. Red Rocket. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Red Rocket. Come on, Red Rocket.
Was that the dog?
Red Rocket. Yeah.
Yeah. With his,
where Cartman's
when
like,
he comes out.
I don't remember that.
where Cartman's basically like jacking off a dog, and he's like, "Come on, get a little
Oh,
fireman,
yeah.
shoot your little hose," and they're like, "Dude, you like jacking off a dog?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No, it's Red Rocket."
Oh god.
Yeah, it says the quote that goes with this one says, "Sharon, Stanley, don't you understand what you're doing? Stan, I was doing Red Rocket to make the dog's milk come out."
Nice.
Do you remember the Snook?
Yeah.
The nuclear bomb
No, that's the
in the
vagina
vagina,
bomb,
yeah. Hillary Clinton, yeah.
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
What do you think?
She's got a snook in her snatch, was it? Or
So
something?
I thought you meant that Snook when it was Snooky and she's a little character.
Oh, Snooky, yeah.
She was like a little golem thing. Yeah, no,
I know what you mean.
the snook in her snatch.
Yeah, the quote of this one, government agent, Mrs. Clinton, it appears that terrorists have snuck a snook up your sniz.
The snook up your sniz, that was it.
This one everybody knows. I think people that don't even watch South Park know this one. It's technically a quote or a word, but it's more of a sound. Durrrk-a-Durrr! The nonsense randomly shouted by rednecks upset about job loss. And the quote of this one is various characters. They Durrrk-a-Durrr! Durrrk-a-Durrr! Number 10, do you remember what mung is?
Mung?
Mung.
No.
Apparently it's what comes out when you push on a pregnant lady's stomach.
I remember that, that episode.
And the quote is, Stan, you know what you guys are? You're nothing but mung. And what episode was that? An episode where they sort of made up it, like there was a rival gang or something. They kept calling them words and they didn't understand what they were. And it was like,
Yeah, so they made one up.
yeah,
Yeah. Where was that? Was that the?
I just make you want to rewatch it all again.
yeah.
There hasn't been a season this year, has there?
No. Normally
right,
it's when is it? Like the first half
It's
is like
usually Easter
April
time,
and
yeah,
then
we don't think
April
we've
and
had
then
one.
October or something,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
I don't think we've had one this year.
No,
I think we only got one season last year as well. There's usually, they split it into two, but I think I don't know.
I can't remember now.
The last series had the reverse cowgirl episode, didn't it? The toilet one. Where who was it? One of the kids, his mum died on the toilet because he left the seat up.
Oh yeah,
Which was a fucking brilliant one.
Yeah, when they look at Butters for being weird when he sits on the toilet the wrong way round, and he's like, yeah, that's how it's made. Well, that's how it was made, yeah.
Then you have to have like a safety harness and someone come and check you to make sure.
Yeah.
Like, yep, I'm just gonna wipe your ass for you.
Oh yeah, because they're like making a comment on like airport security and stuff like
That's
that.
it, yeah. I remember that, yeah.
And that's a ghost that turns up at the end of it and says, so you're using it the wrong way. You're supposed to sit facing there.
Yeah. Ever tried that?
No.
I don't think it's really designed that way.
No.
Number 11 on this top 10 list from Chud. Thanks, Chud. Do you guys remember the episode where Starvin Marvin goes to space and he meets them aliens called Marklar?
Yeah, Mark.
Where like everything literally meant Marklar. Hi Marklar, you gonna go Marklar down the Marklar? Oh yeah, Marklar, I'm gonna go Marklar. I remember being sort of fairly young when that one was about, and just being like, this is so bizarre, but really just dumb and funny, and just going to school the next day and just be like, hey Marklar, and they're like, hey Marklar. Should we go Marklar down the Marklar?
School the next day. I was at work when that was.
We was at school. Jesus.
Yeah.
And then he just fucks off, doesn't he, from the space and goes back to Earth again, and he has enough of it.
Oh, I can't remember, but yeah. Starving Marvin's a great character. I wonder what ever happened to him.
They only done them 2 episodes with him, didn't they?
Yeah.
The one with that, what was the lady?
The first one was when they instead of sponsoring an Ethiopian or whatever it was, they adopted him, didn't they? He turned up at the doorstep.
What about she was eating all the food and that? And
Kathy
yeah.
Griffin.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's like Jabba the Hutt, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I was going to say Jar Jar Binks.
Did you finish the game then, Joe? Because you got the South Park game.
Yeah, I finished the game, but I've not done all the side missions.
I think I've done all them, but I didn't do all the Chin Pokemon.
No, I ain't got all of them, but I got a bit bored with doing the side missions because I was like, I'm fucking lost, I don't know what I'm doing it.
But you have to go and deal with Man Bear Pig.
Yeah, I know I do, yeah, you have to do things with him, don't you?
Yeah. He's super serial, guys.
He was hiding behind a bush, he was, and they say Red Rocket as well, Kyle does, no, Stan does, don't he?
I can't
He goes, Red Rocket, and that's one of his secret moves, and he sends a dog to beat him. Sends a dog to beat him.
Oh, that's cool.
In the ball.
Okay.
Laser pointer, sorry.
Yeah. So, for regular listener of the ChapterSkip podcast,
What, my wife?
Yeah.
Hi, Amy.
What normally happens after Chud reads out his top 14, 10 list or whatever it is, we go on to talk about 3 random stories that I found. And then we discuss them and pick one to talk about in depth. So this week, the first story is called Man Dies in Sperm Bank.
Okay.
But
Let's hope he didn't drown.
Fucking hell.
The second one is, which it makes me laugh every time I read it, it's called Jesus Blows Teen and Teen May Face 2 years in Jail.
Okay.
Is that a Mexican guy called Jesus?
It's actual real Jesus Christ.
Real Jesus. Yeah, what? Real fictional Jesus.
Real fictional, real
Jesus.
Jesus. And then the third and final story that we can talk about is called Petition to Bring Back Penis Satan Statue in Canada.
Mate, they're all really good.
They're all slightly penisy.
They're always slightly penisy.
I think there was less penisy stories last week, other than the man fucking an ATM machine.
Oh yeah. What did we talk about last week? Oh, there was a guy that
the
jizzed in his
Slender Man
co-worker's coffee. Then there was the guy that had sex with the
We had,
ATM.
didn't we?
The what, sorry?
The Slender Man, Bernadette.
Oh yeah,
House.
Slender Man. Yeah. Not many penis-related ones this week.
I don't know what to pick. I kind of like the Jesus thing. Sounds funny, but then that last one. You can pick, Joe, because you weren't here last week.
I don't know.
Do you want the penis
what should we
statue?
go for? Alright, what's the penis statue?
So we've got the guy that died in the sperm bank. We've got the guy or the kid that might get sent down for
That's the one you like.
letting
2 and
Jesus
3,
blow
isn't
in,
it? 2
and penis Satan statue in Canada.
2 and 3.
It could be the statue for me, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, go statue.
We'll go statue, shall we? I was hoping you wouldn't pick this one because this is the longest article. But yeah, there's been a petition called for in Vancouver in Canada because the authorities took down a rogue statue that was, excuse the phrase, erected of like a 10-foot red Satan given the devil horns with a huge erection.
Why is it a rogue statue? Do they not know who put it there?
They weren't like done by like the council or anything like that.
Someone just randomly.
Yeah, randomly erected this statue.
Like a Banksy sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah, and it came after, I think just in Canada they probably get bored and just want to make things interesting.
Just sit around eating craft dinner all day.
Yeah.
What's it to boot?
There was a sign they put up in the park that was called Dude Chilling Park. And like it became sort of like a hit thing, and then the council took it down, or their equivalent, the council, the government, or whatever. They took it down, and then a petition was raised, and they put it back up.
It was Scott, wasn't it?
Sorry?
It was Scott, wasn't it? I'm not your friend, buddy.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
So yeah, they put up this sign, and then it was so good that somebody actually stole the sign, so it got taken down anyway. But I don't think people are going to take away the Satan penis statue. So yeah, if you want to help the people of Canada, you can go on change.org and you can sign the petition to get the statue put back up of the giant horny Satan statue. And you guys can kind of see a picture here of it. You don't see the whole thing. But basically, it's a massive statue of just Satan.
We're seeing it for those of everyone who can't see this. We're seeing it just the top half.
Yeah.
So we can't judge on the thrustiness of his evil wang.
But there is another picture because plenty of people have tweeted about it. I'm not sure if there's like a hashtag that you can.
I think it's going to be quite. You'd think it'd be a bit of a tourist thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can see it from the the metro link. So as you're going by on the train, you see the Satan with a huge heart on.
You can see it from the moon.
But there's
that big.
There's a particular picture on Twitter. I'm not sure whether you guys can go and find this account. It's the guy's name's Chris_T, and his Twitter handle is @ChicoSez, which is ChicoSez. And the picture that he tweeted is of the guys taking down the statue,
right?
And they've put it in the back of a van, and because Satan is, let's say, well endowed, you can just see the tip of his cock just poking out
the back. That's excellent.
So if I can find the picture on Twitter or anything like that, I'll see if I can find it and pop it in the description. But it's hilarious. Just and the tweet that goes along with it says, "My favourite pic from the Vancouver City workers removing the Satan statue. You can only just see his tail stick out."
Right.
It does look very tail-like, but yeah, that's his massive boner just pointing towards the sky there. I just thought that was really interesting.
That is just great.
It's pretty bad that they took it down, but I can imagine why they would. Because a sign that says "Dude Chilling Park," you know, I guess
like somewhere kids go through is going to be a bit.
Yeah, and just be like, "What's that person doing?"
So hang your coat on, don't worry.
Well, you say that. There was I did read. Apparently, there was interest in people wanting to acquire the statue for themselves, and it does go on to say you have to admit it would be a great conversation piece at parties and a good place to put your hat on.
Is there a specific one? Is it because it was Satan or just because he had a boner? I mean, would they have not give a shit if he had a limp dick?
I don't actually know.
You go into a museum and there's plenty of like nude sculptures and things like that, so would they have not?
But they never have massive erections, do they? I think it's a combination of the both. I think
so. If he was just cock a flapping in the breeze, would they have not been bothered?
I'm not quite sure. I guess Canada is not like as strict. Like if you'd have put that up in like Texas or something like that, people would be like, "Oh my god, that's so horrific!"
In the Bible Belt,
yeah, in the Bible Belt, they'd be like, "Oh my god, it's Satan! He's doing the devil horns."
Yeah, and you go, "Well, he is in the Bible, so
yeah, exactly." But I think Canada, they're a bit like, "Yeah, kids are probably going to see it, eh? You know, we don't want him to see the giant penis.
We don't know what it's about."
Yeah. We don't know why you're doing it. What's it about? We get the Dude Chilling Park saying. Oh, that was a bit Irish, Scottish.
Was you in Leprechaun Origins?
My random accents and whatnot.
Do you want to, if we're allowed, tell us the others?
Well, we kind of did it last week, didn't we?
We generally do.
We were quite interested in talking about the other one. The guy dying in a sperm bank, basically he went in and donated 4 times in 10 days. Had a heart attack.
I was going to say, is this a wank-based heart attack?
I think it is, yeah. And his family tried to sue the sperm bank, but they were just like, he knew what he was doing, you know. And he encouraged people to make...
How old was this bloke?
23.
Thought he could manage 4 times in 10 days.
That's mental.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, they were concerned when he hadn't emerged from the booth for more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it probably doesn't take that long to
did they
make
still,
the donation.
Did they still like, oh, we got the sample, though, fuck it, we'll use it.
You could probably make him again.
we can reanimate him.
Don't worry, it's alright, we'll sort it, we've got it sorted.
Yeah, but now he's going to have all these like, offspring with weak hearts.
Yeah.
The court ruled his death was entirely his own fault because he was capable of making his own decisions, including regular sperm donations.
Like so, of stopping, having a break.
I'm sure he went out happy anyway.
Furiously masturbating.
No.
He should have probably taken up masturbating.
That's right. Safer.
No,
like how you just stroked your beard.
Yeah. Just to put the icing on the cake there, and the middle story that we were potentially going to talk about is there was a photo taken of a kid. You guys out there listening can't see this, but you guys in here can see it. Basically, there's a statue of Jesus on his knees, like praying, and then there's a kid who's kind of jumped up and he's thrusting his midsection into Jesus's face, you know, simulating a blowjob, and the kid is potentially going to be put away for 2 years for doing that, taking a picture.
And where was this at? Is this America?
Yeah, in America, in Pennsylvania. The photo was taken in front of Love in the Name of Christ, a Christian organisation in Pennsylvania. And the kid's only 14 years old, and he hasn't been released by the police, like his name or anything like that. and apparently it's desecration of like an object or like a...
But he hasn't. Oh, that's a weird one because the object itself is still as it was. He hasn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
right,
the fact
he's posed in a certain way with it, but he hasn't physically done anything to it as such.
Yeah, but apparently, desecration as defined in Pennsylvania as defacing, damaging, polluting, or otherwise physically mistreating in a way that the actor knows will outrage the sensibilities of a person likely to observe or discover the action. Yeah, so basically, Christians are going to kick off and say like, Jesus wouldn't blow people. You know,
I don't know.
He just helped them.
He hung out with a bunch of dudes, and they all wore dresses.
There you go.
They wasn't just masturbating. The Last Supper. We all know what Jesus ate.
Ooh.
Cock.
Wow, that's.
They got hot fudge.
One of you is a Christian. We're going to find out the one that we didn't know about, and he's like, "Well, I'm not listening to this anymore."
Oh my God, we can't do that.
The other week he talked about Ultra Christ. Now it's this.
Yeah.
Ultra Christ. Oh.
Well, don't go and watch Jesus Christ Vampire Killer or even Jesus Christ Serial Rapist. Then in that case.
Yeah.
Joe's looking shocked. It's not actually. It's a bloke who calls himself Jesus. He was a serial rapist. We'll clear that up.
Crazy.
The kid that took the photo posted it on his Facebook, and it garnered 124 Facebook comments ranging from amazing and this is heaven to this is repulsing. I can't believe you're doing this. You're disgusting, disrespectful, and a little punk ass bitch. But I thought I would go with the amazing, incredible kind of thing. So I just think that's just really funny. It's kind of like, surely he might get away with it because he literally didn't deface anything, he didn't break anything, didn't damage anything. Because
what he could do is say, like, I thought I felt a lump on my testicles, and I was asking Jesus to have a look if he'd cure me.
He should have given the devil a blowjob or something. See how that went.
They'd have been all about that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's up in Canada, we don't care, it's cool. Satan. But then they probably would take it the other way and just be like, you're blowing Satan, dude. It's like, you can't do that. But then you can't blow Jesus either. Who can you blow nowadays?
No blowing. That'll be the next sign. No skateboarding.
No blowing.
No blowing.
No smoking, keep off the grass, no blowing.
No blowing religious figures, evil or otherwise. Yeah, in the article it says, so let's say an adult, who doesn't have any sort of previous penalties, elected to spray paint Jesus loves dick on the side of a school. That guy at most would probably,
vandalism.
Maybe have vandalism, maybe serve a little time in jail, or if...
I would have thought a fine. You wouldn't.
Yeah, it depends whether the damage exceeds $150 apparently. So if he did it on like just an average wall that could be painted over, they're not going to spend 150 quid or dollars on painting it over.
It would be funnier if they decided this kid's getting done for rape.
Well, not for the kid, he'd be like, well, I'll just take the desecration charge. No, raping a religious figure.
To point out to everyone, this guy's fully clothed. He's just stood in front of a statue and made it.
He's not fully clothed. He's got his t-shirt off. He's just got shorts on.
What are you doing in it? I murdered 12 people. What are you in here for?
Jesus gave me a blowjob.
What?
I teabagged the Lord.
Teabagging the Lord.
Yes, apparently, like if you did vandalism,
blowjob.
if it exceeds $150. So, say you vandalised somebody's house and they had like old bricks or something, you couldn't get them. They had to be made or something like that. You could probably go down for it, but if you could just paint over it or scrub it off or something like that, you'd probably just get fined. But this kid, because
there's nothing there to clean off it as such.
He's just literally
up another photo.
People love a bit of Jesus, and he's like, "Hey, Jesus, look at my penis," and people are like, "You can't do that. That's not right." He's like, "Well, I didn't show it."
That's what you should do. It's like, well, I thought I had testicular cancer, and that was the best way I thought to get it cured.
Because people go to these,
for a miracle.
They go to like the Vatican and places in Rome where they have like the Shroud of Turin, and they like touch it and be like, "Heal me!" Throw pennies into a fountain and just be like, "I got cancer. I want to be not cancerous."
He probably just had an itch, and he was trying to like just itch.
Oh, Jesus! You can't use Jesus as his nose.
Just on an itch like that, and then someone took a picture. That's what happened.
It's just happenstance, wasn't it? Or like he was just skating along on his little skateboard, hit a pothole, did a flip, landed on Jesus, and it was like
his t-shirt come off.
Yeah.
So their whole thing, and then is, I guess it's because it was Jesus.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's more like stupid memorabilia, like Jesus back scratchers, that kind of thing, which would be more offensive
Yeah.
to Christians than
So
that.
what about if that happened in England? What would you think?
I think people would just laugh it off
I
and
don't
just
think
say,
he'd go down.
that's
I
a bit
think
silly, innit?
He wouldn't do
You just
time.
don't give a
would
shit.
he?
No, that's right.
But like, if there was like a statue of Buddha, you know, just chilling in the garden, cross-legged with his big ears and his fat belly, and then some guy went up and just rubbed his dick on it, people would be like, oh, that's not very nice. You know, people quite like Buddha and that, but they wouldn't go, oh my god, and, you know,
They blew it out of
that
proportion.
person means so much to this particular, but
just said
because
a
it's
joke,
Christianity and the whole of America is just crazy for Christ, you know.
Big crazy
Did you hear
for
what I
Christ.
just said?
No.
That's a joke. I said they blew it out of proportion. Blew it.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise I said it.
I like it. You didn't even realise you said it.
No, until I said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's a joke there, isn't it?
It just came to you.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Oh god, let's think of more.
Yeah, we're going to spend the next 10 minutes thinking of like blowjob, Jesus puns.
And we haven't succeeded.
No. So I guess we'll start rounding up the podcast. We need to set some homework for next week. Have we mentioned anything that we want to
Well,
check
for
out?
you, we've said about Escape from LA and
They Live.
They Live.
Did we mention something
The
else?
Thing.
Any John Carpenter
Yeah,
movie,
That
basically.
group, yeah.
Especially the early stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably check out They Live. I
Yeah.
like Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Keith David, you know.
I want to see a big fight scene. If you sort of said that Escape from LA is not really as good as New York.
It's got Steve Buscemi in it, isn't it?
I can't.
Hasn't it? He's the
couldn't
man in
tell
the car who keeps driving the car in it.
Oh, honestly, couldn't. I haven't seen it since it first came out, so
I think it is.
I've still got to watch Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Did we mention anything else that I was going to possibly?
I guess you could go back and check out a few more King of the Hill episodes, but they've done like 8,
Yeah.
10, so many seasons. You can't really give a review of it because like I liked it and now I'm watching it again.
How about
I got to finish Archer off as well. So.
Oh, yeah,
I've watched some Archer. Yeah.
How about,
Yeah, you can watch season 1 of Archer
Okay.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'll probably want to watch more.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
So you come back next week and just be like, right, guys, when you left on Sunday, started watching Archer, finished the next day, and
I
yeah.
found out that he doesn't like cyborgs. He had an accident with a Hoover. Pam does bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Drifted.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And the
I'll do
other one's a
that.
secret millionairess.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to do, was it Red Dawn?
Red Dawn, yeah.
You
I'll
do
do
a
that
John Carpenter
outstanding.
film. And I'll
Yeah.
do the Archer.
Excellent stuff. So, if you would like to get involved and listen to what we sort of say about those movies next week, you can do so on the ChapterSkip podcast, volume 27.
Yes.
And in the meantime and in between time, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/ChapterSkip, on Twitter @ChapterSkip. You can tweet us anything, pictures, links, movies or reviews or anything like that. And you can subscribe to our podcast channel, which is youtube.com/ChapterSkip podcast. And hopefully, maybe you're going to do a Leprechaun review.
Yeah, I've got my review written. I just
Yeah.
need to film it, basically. So hopefully I'll be able to...
So by
Get
the time
that
this
done.
comes out, you'll maybe either have it done and posted it.
I'm hoping,
or,
yeah, I should do. I'm hoping I'll get it filmed tomorrow, so it won't take me long to edit it.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
If not, keep an eye
should
on
be
the Facebook and the Twitters because we'll be posting about that and let you know when Mark has done a full encompassing review of Leprechaun Origins. So I think that's about it, isn't it?
Think so? Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and on behalf of ChapterSkip, I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
And I'm not missing Chud one little bit.
Chud's a cunt.
Catch you guys next.
Pardon? Skippy-doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Bye.
Catch you guys again next time.